Hey guys, welcome to the start of this week's reading vlog. So, I am doing Tome Topple this week, and I am finishing a book from last week, and I am putting no standards on myself because I think I have learned that the more type of page goals per day I give myself, the less fun I have reading, and I don't like that. So I'm gonna slowly get rid of reading a million things at once and only read one or two things at once, because that's where I like to be in my reading. But I am continuing Trail of Lightning from last week by Rebecca Roanhorse. This is a book about Maggie, who is a monster hunter in this post-apocalyptic world where only I think it's the Denata? Yeah. So that's where the Navajo reservation is, or formerly known. And she has clan powers that she uses to help fight monsters that have come back because of because of the end of the world, not end of the world, but the end of the civilization as we knew it, triggered by a great flood. It's pretty short. I really like it. Maggie is, I feel a character I can not so much relate to, but I feel connected to. She is kind of a tropey monster hunter, doesn't think the best of herself, sort of thing. Like, I feel like if her and Geralt met in a bar, they'd be friends. Or they would solemnly drink next to each other and just not say anything. So, yeah, she's really cool, and she has the companion's not reluctant, she's reluctant to have this companion, which is a common thing I find in Monster Hunter stories, and I like it. Yeah, it's just a fun ride. I am also really enjoying the writing. It works well for me. I can visually see what she wants me to see. I am connecting to the characters the way I want to. And I find that the world building is very, I think, digestible. Like, I don't think it's that intense. Yes, there's a lot of words that maybe you wouldn't know if you aren't familiar with the Navajo traditions, but you can Google them or just, treat it like any other fantasy book. It's not that complex to me. So, yeah, it's just fun tribal magic monster hunting, and I'm having a good time. So I'm hoping to finish that up because I'm very close to the end and enjoying my time with it. I also started reading The Sword of Kagan. There's always this fear when you pick up a hyped book. Because if you are watching BookTube, since, I want to say, earlier this year, Daniel Green did his review of it, and he was all nervous because it's a self-pub book that's been getting more traction, but he was like, you guys better watch this or else I can't do indie authors. I think that was his review thing. And then slowly but surely, a lot of the smaller booktubers and other large booktubers I follow keep talking about The Sword of Kagan. And I have only seen good reviews, and by good I mean 4 and higher. Like, I'm not saying it gets only 5 stars, but I have not heard a 2 or 3 star review. And so still, you pick up something popular, you hope it will jive with you, because we are all individuals. I love it. I read the first chapter, and I told basically everyone in my physical life who I knew would like this type of fantasy to go read it. I made my stepdad use one of his Kindle Unlimited slots to give to my mother so she can read it, because you can get it on Kindle Unlimited, and he has an account. And he's like, but I always have all the 10 books out. And I'm like, yes, but you'll read one of them very fast and then get another one. It's okay. He reads really, really, really fast. And so if you don't know, Sword of Kagan is this, I think, Japanese-inspired fantasy novel, and you have a son and a mother. The son is the first son of this very powerful it's not called waterbending, but it's a family who has water powers, and they're very high up there. They can do this really special trick with it. And his mother is also a very powerful waterbender, but she hides it. In her past, she was this great fighter, but in this town, it's a very patriarchal town. She needs to stay docile housewife mode, sort of thing. And that's where you start. And just from that start, I connected instantly with Misaki, and I think, gosh, it starts with an M2. I want to say Marumo, but I could be wrong, and if I am, I'll fix myself. I love both of these characters so much. The son, I was talking to Kayla about this because we're buddy reading it. He is a great character who is very talented because he takes criticism well, which I don't think I see ever. If I ever have a character who's like a master of things, they're always like arrogant little shits. Or they get all defensive when they're told they're wrong. but like literally takes criticism so well and like grows. He's a very caring and altruistic individual. It's really interesting because you also then get his mother's perspective, Misaki, who really feels so trapped in the situation. She kind of sees him as kind of cold, like his father, which this was an arranged marriage. And yeah, it's a bad marriage. And she doesn't realize what's in her son until she finally looks. And sometimes, you feel bad because they could have had probably this great bond, but it's also not her place to be a part of raising him after a point because of like the culture. So you kind of get to see them see each other for the first time in this book, which is wonderful. And more about Misaki. She's just wonderful. She doesn't think very highly of herself, kind of like Maggie in the other book. She should give herself a little bit more grace. She is, if I were to make a list, which maybe I should, but I haven't. I think because if I had made this list like a year ago, it would have been very boring. But a list of like favorite female characters, she would be in there. She's so cool. Oh, also, this will feel like historical fantasy for a while, but it's actually contemporary-ish. It's on a different planet and things, but like there's technology on this world, it's just not where the story's set, because it's like in our own world, there are parts of Earth that don't have as much technology, and it's just really interesting, and I really like it. And there was like a scene that was almost like a superhero scene. I'm just having a great time. Basically, I really like this book. And I don't know what else to say. I am also like an hour away from finishing City of Brass. So by the next time I check in, I'll have finished it, but I already kind of know how it wraps up. Because this was a reread for me, and what can I say? So City of Brass, again, if you have lived under the BookTube rock, because I feel like this is a BookTube darling book, it's a book about Nari. She was a kind of con artist in Cairo, and then one day summons a Jinn warrior who then takes her to the city of Daevabad because she has Jinn blood in her, and she has to go there, and politics and chaos ensues. There's this Prince Ali who has these grand ideals and no sense of how the world actually works, really, like super bad at politics. And yeah, it's about the gray space of what it means to rule when you have cultural and religious differences. Like, it's a great way of looking at these themes, but separated from our world. And I really liked it because you have these two basically warring tribes in Daevabad. They have very different religions, very different beliefs. You have the Shafit, who are the human people with the Jinn blood, and they're not given real rights, and it's that balance there too. And I really never know who I'm rooting for because it's messy. It's very messy. I'm not saying the characters are necessarily very gray. Like, I think Ali is very not gray. But like Nari is, I think, pretty realistic in terms of who she is consistently. And like the king, like I can't love or hate him. I really do honestly feel he's doing his best most of the time. Like, it's a very complicated situation. And the last book, do I have another book? Yes. Thunderhead. This is the second book in the Scythe trilogy, Scythedom, Arc of the Scythe. Yeah, I'm buddy reading this with Laura from a book circus, and it's really nice. It's great to read just like a quick YA book in the midst of all of this. And the world building expansion is really good. So you pick up after the event of the first book, so I can't really talk about that, but Scythe, it takes place in this futuristic world where death doesn't happen anymore, at least not naturally, so we have scythes who kill people. Yeah, that's the premise. And then you have characters in the first book who become apprenticeships for that. Plot happens, etc. In this one, we take off from there, but we get to expand on the world building. I have a new favorite character who was introduced in this book, and I'm just having a good time. So, I mean, this is, like I said in the last vlog, going to be a shorter vlog, as this check-in's at least 10 minutes long. But we'll see in the next few days how much I actually get finished. Like I said, I'm going to be finishing City of Brass, but I don't know. I would like to finish Trail of Lightning, but I don't know if the other 2 tomes I'll get done in the next 4 to 5 days. That just seems like a lot. But I'll see you in the next one. Guys, the Sword of Kagan hurts. Yeah, it hurts a lot. He doesn't understand human emotions or pain. Like, legit, he's not a good cat for if you cry. Like, I mean, I guess you can hold him, but he doesn't understand. He's like, oh, more salt? Yeah. Um, I'm heartless, so I haven't cried, but I feel things, and I have to stop the book. Yeah, I'm like, I don't think a book has hit me this hard in a while. It's also like, yeah, for a long time. I'm not gonna say why, obviously, but chances are, if you've read the book, you know. You probably know, or maybe not, because goodness knows I thought I was hurt enough last time I talked to you guys about this book. In other news, I finished City of Brass and found out the Kingdom of Copper was available, so I started that audiobook because I've been rereading these on audiobook and trying to decide if I want to do the third book as an audiobook because I'm very connected to these the voice acting for this. Well, not voice acting, but the narrator work. There's not more than one narrator, I guess. Don't get implied by that. But yeah, so I've been with Nari, Dara, and Ali for a while now. It's almost like I've just been reading one really long book. So I started Kingdom of Copper today at work while doing an experiment that worked. Yes. It's not even that big a deal that it worked, other than I finally got this simple thing. A thing you use a kit for. And what I mean by that is this is a thing that I give to high schoolers who do like summer programs in the lab. Okay? It is very technologically simple. It's something Bill Nye does on his show with like strawberry DNA. This is not hard, and I couldn't get it to work since like March. And yes, there was a pandemic in there, but it finally works. That's an aside. So I'm listening to Kingdom of Copper now. City of Brass is great. Thunderhead's still really cool. I'm having some great discussions about like AI stuff with a book circus, which you should totally check her out. She's so cool. But just like the whole idea of like, do I want to live in a place where I don't die? I would be so bored. Like, real talk, I have been blessed enough to be financially secured, but also not have to go into work for about 2 months of the pandemic. Like March, April, May, I was at home and didn't have much to do besides teaching once a week. So I had a lot of more free time. And yes, I kind of put more effort into this channel and I did read a little bit more, but for the most part, I found that I wasn't very motivated to do things. Like, I kind of just sat around. So, like, I kind of find that I enjoy reading more and I enjoy my free time more when I have structure that feels more productive, and I just don't know what's productive about living forever, at least in the world provided in Arc of the Scythe trilogy. So I'm really enjoying that. We also noticed an interesting thing where we both keep accidentally thinking of the Thunderhead as a he, when they are a they or an it, because they're an artificial intelligence embodiment, and like trying to like maybe not dissect why. I think it's very obvious why we do that, but it's always interesting when your like unconscious biases just like pop up and say hi. So yeah, but the Thunderhead has actually been really enjoyable to me so far. I don't know, 40% of the way in. We get a new character in this book that I really like, so that's been real fun. And yeah, and you get more Thunderhead, which is a character that's introduced in the first book. It's basically this futuristic world where people don't die ever. There's an AI system that runs all of the living people stuff, like, you know, is part of how the world could be sustainable like this, and the name of it is the Thunderhead. But we don't get a lot of it in the first book, because we get a lot of perspective of the Scythedom, and there's a Scythedom Thunderhead like separation. They're not allowed to talk. So that's been really cool. Oh, and that means I have pizza. So I'm gonna go get my pizza, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Do you guys see this? He's just been such a fuzz all day. Anyways, I should probably... Alright, I'm in a better frame now. Just wanted you guys to see this ridiculous fuzz. Guys. I finished Trail of Lightning. Yes, I finished it. He doesn't care. Don't let him make you think he cares about things, because he only cares about himself. I really like this book. I hate myself for reading too many things at once. Hey! More cat chaos. This is my computer, and it's like a Surface Pro. It's a very itty bitty computer, and he like will rub against the keyboard, and then it just goes woo. So yeah, but I'm finally down to reading only 2 physical things, and I need to keep it that way, max. But I finished this, and I'm very excited to pick up the sequel eventually, probably next month. And I have Black Sun I got from a Goodreads giveaway that my mom's bringing up this weekend. So who knows when I'll get to it. But I'm very excited because I was not let down by Rebecca Roanhorse. I read the short story, Welcome to Your Authentic Indian Experience. I'm pretty sure it's the name of it. And I really liked how she wrote in that, and I still like how she wrote in this. I mean, this isn't the deepest story in the universe, but I had a fun time. Actually, it's really funny. I think her name's Neeks, but she has a really great booktube channel, and she just started the Bad Bitches readathon in September, and has different categories, and this is a prickly cold bitch, and yes, Maggie is that. Like I said in previous clips, just like really interesting monster hunter character who thinks she's a monster and like won't let anyone close to help her. Like, yes, we have all felt that before, but I still like that. I like her companion who she's reluctant to have. I liked the pacing of the story for how many pages there were. I liked the world building. I'm having fun in this world, and I'm going to read more in it, and I'm very excited. So for me, it worked really well. Gave it 4 stars, I think. It feels very like a 4-star book, not mind-blowing, but very fun sort of thing, which is, I feel, what a 4-star is. So I'm very happy. I don't have any updates about the Sword of Kagan because after yesterday's clip, I just haven't picked it up again. I will soon. I just was also reading Thunderhead. So what have I learned in Thunderhead? That things are getting real. We're about halfway through now in the buddy read, and it's just like, oh, well, that just happened. I feel sorry for that one. It's just a very... I don't want to say too much because a lot of what I'm liking is learning about the world, so I don't want to spoil the world building, but if you wanted to know more about the world and Arc of the Scythe, Thunderhead's very good at that, in my opinion. Like, I am learning a lot of little things that I'm really enjoying, and I like the pacing. It's doing exactly what I wanted it to, and I think I really thrive in young adult in the sci-fi space, in potentially the dystopian space. Like, I mean, I know I just had a rant review for The Testaments, which I said read like a YA dystopian, but I still hated it. Like, yes, they can still be done wrong, and I think we all know Margaret Atwood does not write in that space often, so she doesn't have that craft. But I mean, I've been loving the Arc of the Scythe. I loved the Renegades trilogy. I really like catfishing on Catnet. So I feel like when I read young adult, that's like my lane. That's where I really like to like explore like sci-fi content with like really like digestible prose and fun plots, and I don't know. I think that's where I like my YA angst too. At least for now. Obviously, I'm ever evolving. I am a human. So yeah, but this is going to be, I think, the last clip for this vlog. I told you guys it'd be a little bit shorter, compressed time. I'm sure the vlog itself is probably comparably long because I can't stop talking. But I did want to show you guys like a mini book haul because I never get enough books for a book haul. These are for sure the last books I'm getting before I move. And I think they're really pretty, and I don't think I've shown them to you yet. So maybe I've shown you one of them, but this is my little stack. I'm going to show you each of them, all sci-fi, all new favorite authors. I think actually all Asian American authors. It's just what I've been finding really works for me in sci-fi. So first, we'll start with the Machinery's Empire. So you got the first one that you will see this coming Friday, my world building guide for this book. It's spoiler free for the plot. It's just a world building guide so that if you need that resource, you can dive into this book and really enjoy all the character and military sci-fi that is in here without being like, what's happening? I mean, you'll still probably go like that, but hopefully it helps. But I really love the teal. I just think it's so pretty. And then the sequel, which I haven't read yet, is even prettier in my opinion. Look at that green. I just love how vibrant these colors all are. And then this is the third one, which is the biggest one. Why can't all space books be this vibrantly colorful? Like, I don't usually care about book covers that much, but I really love all of these. And then there's a short story collection. So like all of these guys. They're beautifully bright, and I love them. So yeah, and you already saw, because I won it from Red and Half Dead. I won her giveaway and got Stories of Your Life and Others, which I haven't read yet, but I really want to. And I guess because I had this, and it was only $10, I Got a copy of Exhalation to match. Which, like, yes, my boyfriend has a copy, but now I have these two, and they match, and they're really pretty. So, yeah. So what's coming up on the channel? Because I'm trying to do this, because I like it when I know what to look forward to. So on Friday, like I said, you're going to get the 9 Fox Gambit world building video where I gush about why I love it, but also give you a breakdown of the factions in this book and the technology, and that's it. No spoilers for the plot. The plot exists in this world, but it's not about discovering the world. The characters know what's going on. We don't. And then on Monday, I did the Brandon Sanderson book tag, which is made by Christy at, oh gosh, Doskovetchi in space. I will probably, like normal, put her channel down here. She made that tag. I was tagged by my friend Michael Nip. It's a fun tag. So that's what you have to look forward to from me. And also, sorry if I haven't been responding to comments. When you're watching this, I am in the mountains and I don't have self-service, which is like the best, but also means I probably will just receive all of your comments when I come back into self-service zone, unless like I get bored at my grandfather's place and like I'm on my phone. But this is the first time I'm seeing my mom since January, so we're going to be playing board games. We're going to be going onto the lake and canoeing and reading books by the lake. Maybe I'll go on a hike. I am trying not to be connected to my technology this week. So apologies if I'm a little quiet, but I promise I will respond to all of it when I'm back. And so otherwise, I hope you guys are having a wonderful week, enjoying your August, staying kind to yourself, all of those things, and I will see you in the next one. Here's a kitty cat. Bye. Are you gonna say bye to them? No, look at the camera. He doesn't understand cameras. Say bye.